what I got to do is answer this question in my humanities class: is what does it mean to be human? And looking at that, and you look at it, it has everything to do with this. What I've learned is you call Eros, and I called it the right brain, really, or the Dionysian part of our brain, versus the Apollonian, and and when I discovered really the right and left brain, it just became my whole curriculum. Is looking at that's who we are as human, is we have both sides, and the arts are all in the right side. And so just being able to turn kids on to the arts, what a gift. I feel like I had the best job in the world, but more than that is, how do you live like an artist? I mean, how do you see the world? I was saying to someone, the artists are kind of like the canaries in the coal mine, in a way, in that they're so sensitive to everything, maybe beyond what most people are. And to actually take on living like an artist, or seeing like an artist, is taking on the whole world of the senses and the nuances of life. It's just been.
Do you see what I'm talking about? It's so. That's another element, I think, of those I consider creative.
Yeah.
Eros and the creative are synonymous for me. So,
yes,
and art.
Yes. Yeah.
And so is delight. That's another element that you'll hear, because the mind that is awake is sensing in delight what is occurring. And Jim Harriet says, I believe the Dalai Lama has said, I practice the religion of kindness. And Jim Harriet says, I practice the religion of delight. And I think that is a lovely religion. And if anybody's ever seen him with his purple, he's another one. He builds brain models, right? You don't know why he went to Stanford, a divinity student. You don't know why he's on our subway car. And he wears these purple Hawaiian shirts and practices the religion of delight, and he's on our car. But so I don't know if you can sense this, but this was what was so compelling, is both the courage when we were sitting across each other from the table, just the courage and the open-faced desire to share and exchange.
Oh, the delight. I love that, because we used to do in moments of awe. I'd have my students bring a moment of awe and share it with the class. It's kind of like show and tell for seniors in high school. But anyway,
my God.
But and that is not what normally they get in the classroom. Is that kind of attention to this whole side of us. In fact, I always said, if the brain were a muscle, after you're going through 12 years of school, because I taught seniors, your brain would look like, the left brain's huge and you've got this little right brain thing here. So my whole goal was to expand that scene. Well, the art, Joseph Conrad said, I think the purpose of art above all is to make us see. So what can we see that we couldn't see before? And I was thinking that even with comparing with what happens with Om, you're talking about the nuances and the subtleties, and I had this aha, because I taught aesthetics. I didn't learn it in school, but I was married to an artist, and one of his friends showed me this book on design, and it just like, wow, you mean there's a way that you can actually look at, how an artist has placed things, or the color, or all of that. And you can see, first of all, is that more Apollonian or more Dionysian? And anyway, you start to get clues.
So for everybody here, say Apollonian, Dionysian. Not maybe everyone doesn't know. So just so you know, my dream was to open the platform, and then what we did when we were at the table together was I got to have class. She taught me these various ways of seeing and experiencing in a whole other language. And I wanted you all to get to have that experience too. So I just wanted to open it for that to happen. So let's start.
Okay. Well, the Apollonian side is the rational, and that's how Nietzsche used those terms. So that's where I got those terms from. But it's the rational, and an artist, and the Dionysian, but the Dionysian is the god of wine. It's all that whole right brain thing. And we need both, we need a balance. But if you can actually look at a work of art, and it'll help, like Jackson Pollock.
Right.
Most kids are like, ooh, that I could do that, But if you start to look and see, look how Dionysian it is. What might he have been trying to do? I said, I've watched a movie with him painting. He gets into, it's like Isadora Duncan. He gets into this emotional side. And then, the paint comes from there, the splattering the paint onto the canvas. Or then you look at Mondrian, the one that does he uses only primary colors and only geometric shapes, Well, he's trying to get to it's a more Apollonian approach, the essence of things. So just being able to map that onto, first of all, look at yourself. And I'd have them do a little test. Am I more right-brained or left-brained? And because for me, I was married to an artist, and when I found out about right-left brain, it explained everything to me in our relationship. I was married to a very right-brained person, and now that I could see it gave me such an appreciation for that. And even the use of metaphor, that's a very right-brain thing, and it creates a picture, and I always was trying to think, well, how does this fit with and everything? And that's what I saw.
Okay, one moment though, because I do want to say
Yeah.
that mind that says, how does this fit with? That's also an erotic mind. It's not looking to have various categories. It has to see how the ecology all comes together and flows together.
Right. Yeah. Well, you talk about connecting the dots. That's what my mind loves to do. How can I, I so resonated when I joined art school, this is what I already did, but you have this whole new element.
Right.
So I'm watching all the time, how does this change everything? But I saw that, the nuances, there was one lesson I think Aubrey gave about the nuances and the subtleties, and I go, because I thought, I'd love to teach this aesthetics class, and I thought, how does it fit the One Taste community? And so I'm always looking, and I go, that's what I did with the arts.
That's it.
And film, I teach, what are the clues? What are those subtleties that you can look at that then give you the deeper meaning and the deeper appreciation? And then you can apply, and I think, because they said, as in as in life, then you can apply even that to life. Those learning how to see subtleties.
That's it.
And it gives you some depth. And it's a beautiful thing in film too. I mean, there's a message on the top that most people get, but there's something else that you can see.
Right.
And just, to me, it's a turn on to teach. To teach it is.